Grand Rising family, is Shay Seeking, and this is Not Your Mama's Bible Study, along with a little bit of his story lied. Today we're going to go ahead and do part two of the second ESDRAS. Um, I think it's going to be called something like Russia and the Three-Headed Eagle. Um, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Again, sorry for the abrupt ending and new beginning, but this ends up working out a little bit better for me. So I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to comment, rate, or to join us on the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained. If you like this type of information or you think you have something to share that may be beneficial to the people. So um, enjoy. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's keep going. Okay. Moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with her feathers, okay, and reigned upon the earth and over them that dwell therein. So, again, and then when we go to the right, there's a lot about the right here, okay? But see, you see this orb thing right here? We're going to go ahead and look into what that means. And then I think I'm going to leave you guys after a couple of more sentences. But you see how this is over the earth here. Well, and you see how this is, kind of over the earth, but it's also kind of down below in the water still. And you'll find that now if you look at the flag with a recent image of Putin doing a speech or something, you'll notice that this orb has moved all the way up into the blue in some of his speeches. So I don't know exactly what that means, but maybe you guys can help me with that. Again, this is pointing to some of those feathers, I think, that we're going to talk about that rained and things like this, where these represent. Is going to go deeper into what these represent. And you can see also the two-headed thing is here on this scepter or whatnot. And it's actually, over portions of. Okay. So let's see. And I saw that all things under heaven were subject unto her, and no man spake against her, no, not one creature upon the earth. Now, you see this here. Okay. That dwelt therein. Um, let's see, and not one creature. We're going to go a lot into speaking of the creature because, again, like I tell you on the channel all the time, the creature is the living creature, those who have life. So-called aboriginals don't normally have life. If there are so-called melanated people in America that do have life, they are probably foreign entities here serving a purpose. They're not going to be the original people or the people that descended at one time from, and again, like I like to say, we're ascending now, from those particular bloodlines that are original to this plane. Okay. Just because they look like us don't mean they are us. Okay. And that doesn't mean anything but to try to get things straight so we can recognize who we are and what the hell is really going on. Okay. So what does it say? So yeah, the creature. And again, the creature is that which was created during the creation story in Genesis after the flora and the fauna, or the original plants and animals that represented original peoples. You think we're talking about plants and animals, but if you dig deep and you do the etymology and you study really hard when you go through there, like without the religious aspect and perception and indoctrination and fear, then you will see that what we're talking about is something totally different. That these were already people that were there, that they were creating offspring off of the earth. off of the earth and off of the trees and off of the roots that were already within a nation. And Genesis is just the story of a creation on top of a prior nation. You may want to you may be able to call them something like the pre-Adamites. Those are those who were created, who were there before Adam. See, Adam is a creation. So we're going to learn a lot about creations in this text, and then we're going to go ahead and look into another older biblical cyclopedia or whatever it's called. And then we're going to break it down a little bit more. Okay? And notice they always say upon the earth. So let's just even see what upon, because I think I've never really looked at it because it seems very basic. But let's see. Early 12th century, are we in the second day? Go back to Genesis in the second day and see if any of this resembles what's going on in that chapter. Not word for word, but your spirit and your soul will speak to you and show you what it's actually really saying if you're open to it. Okay? You'll be able to see the resemblance there, even though we're using different terms and things of that nature. So, it says to prep. On, upon, up to, against, from, up, or up from. Okay, let's see. On, upon. Okay, identical in force, but by origin, blah, blah, blah. Same force. Okay, let's see. So, anyways, I think that's really all we needed to see. Okay. Look at this. Wait a minute. To incubate. 1640. Transitive. To brood upon. Ain't that what it said God was doing in the beginning when he was brooding upon the earth? Ain't that what it's saying? That? Okay. This is what the Living Bible say in the Old Testament. Genesis 1:1. When God began creating, okay, the heavens and the earth was at first. So, the earth was at first. So if you are the earth, see, now in order to dehumanize certain people, they have called you all kind of animals from the beginning. So what make you think that it's not the same when we're talking about it in this biblical text? Whether it's just to disguise who you are and what connection you have to this realm here, who's really out of place and who might be in place, don't know, but I'm just calling it out. Okay, the earth was at first a shapeless chaotic mass. This just means that there was no form there. They did not have anything set up there, just like this Apocrypha says right here, in second Esdras 10:54. For in the place wherein the highest began to show, wait, no, hold on. Therefore I commanded thee to go into the field where no foundation of any building was. So the shapeless chaotic mass just means there was no ministry. Okay, because a ministry or a minister is someone who comes and brings, basically brings the religion to a group of heathens, okay, or original peoples that did not have a church or a sense of their God yet. And it actually says to indigenous people. So they were supposed to bring that to those particular people. Okay. So again, shapeless meaning it didn't have any, it was melanated. It was very strongly, heavily melanated. Okay. A chaotic mass. They couldn't control it or contain it. So what did they have to do? Weaken it. Okay. With the Spirit of God brooding over the dark vapors. I believe that might be a certain group of people or the energy that they were bringing forth. Because then God said, "Let there be light," and light appeared. And God was pleased with it, and He divided. Now, who set up amalgamation laws? After they got enough out of the roots in the trees, the oldest trees, once they got something out of that, then they disregarded them. Okay. Um, Again, or they separated them again and used them for what they wanted to use them for in the first place. And God was pleased with it, and He divided the light from the dark, so He let it shine for a while. Okay. And then there was darkness again. Okay. So in this particular place now, He's doing this, and then He let darkness come out again. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's just it. Because remember, the sun is not there yet. The sun is not there yet. The sun is not there yet. I think until the fourth day, possibly. So if that's the case, we're not talking about hanging up any kind of sun in the sky. If He made it light, then this must be maybe talking about common sense is first going to stop you. Discernment is going to guide you. You see what I'm saying? Information and knowledge obtained is going to lead you. The spiritual realm or that connection to the source when you're in a higher level of thinking or a Christ consciousness that resides, I believe, in all of us. You just have to be one to actually ask for it, take it, and run with it. Okay? But you're going to have to lay down a lot of that stuff that you thought you knew, that you learned in those churches, because that's what's holding everyone back in my eyes. Okay? So again, to brood upon, watch jealously, because they came to they couldn't believe what they saw when they came to certain portions, especially when it came to the Americas. Okay, in 1721, in a literal sense, because they didn't have dominion over you at that point in time. In a literal sense, to sit on, okay, eggs to hatch them. Okay, so incubate, again, placing seed or seeding a nation, which they came to do, would be also to cultivate. Okay. Okay. Just like chattel and cattle. They can say it's two different things, but at one point in time, that's exactly what they looked at you as. Okay. To hatch them. Okay. Uh, Past participle in incubare, to lie in or upon. To sit upon eggs. Again, why are we talking about this? Because then again, are we in the seventh day in 1755? I believe we are. So, let's just see. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys, and let's see what else. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. Okay, let's just finish reading this last one. And I beheld, and lo, the eagle rose up on her talons and spake to her feathers, saying, watch not all at once, sleep, everyone in his own place. Excuse me. And watch by course. But let the heads be preserved for the last. Okay. And I beheld, and lo, the voice went not out of her heads, but from the midst of her body. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and stop. No, we'll finish. And I numbered her contrary feathers, and behold, there were 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side there arose one feather, and resigned over all the earth. Or reigned, sorry, and reigned over all the earth. Now, notice one thing you're going to see. Look at one of these press conferences. I don't know, maybe I'll try to link one in the description of what Trump did today. And you'll notice that usually when the president, usually when he's been talking, you still see the claws of that, the talons of this bird clutching the arrows. That has been the image of the flag to the right of him that they've been showing lately. And usually to the left, to his left, your right, would be the red, white, and blue flag. They have them twisted and folded. Sometimes you can only see the red part, sometimes you can only see the stars and the blue, which I think these are symbolic for something, right? These are the way that they speak to each other. Okay, these elitists. Okay, these are the signs and symbols and the secrets of their societies, right? So then when you look to your left, his right, you'll see that you don't really see the bird on the flag today when he's speaking. What you see is the one feather that's sticking straight up. Go ahead and look. Today is no this well today is it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so today is Wednesday. But on Tuesday, okay, you'll notice that in one of those conferences just the other day, now it was in a different position, but today that one feather is sticking straight up, and it's the flag is tilted, so it's really sticking up. And I feel like this has something to do with that. Okay. And listen to 13, 11, second ESDRAS, chapter 11 and 13. And so it was that when it rained, okay, this now don't get it twisted. This is the same rain, even though it's spelt different in Genesis that we're talking about when they said that God, not the Lord God, didn't let it rain on the earth yet. See, this is when you were still pretty much free and they were brooding over you, right? Okay. But at this point in time, and they were still forming their nation and forming their men and placing people in different places and coming up with the scheme of things, right? Okay. But at this point in time, the rain has just been going on. It's been going on. Okay. So, and so it was that when it rained, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following, let's see, the next following stood up and reigned and had a great time. So this is going to start talking about who reigned and when. And we're going to go ahead and complete this another day. But just for people that might want to do this on their own, you'll see what I'm talking about even here. Even here when he's speaking, that wing is up, okay? And I don't know, I don't really know much about this whole right wing, left wing thing, but again, they both on the same damn bird. Okay, that's the first thing to remember. So, again, I feel like we are very ignorantly, because of lack of knowledge, still voting for these people. You know, in a sense, I know that at the end of the day, our votes may not really count. I think they don't count, to be honest with you. But you still give power to it with you having the perception and actually going through with this act of electing a selection that has been placed in front of you, thinking that you're really picking someone. So this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. You can see that just the tail is left here of this eagle in the red. But the red has gotten a lot bigger. But also, again, it's just the tail feathers here. And you'll see that this rule has come over now. Now, so is this some form of judgment? And is Putin one of the most high gods on this earth? Because, again, I've already told you that in my eyes, these people that we're speaking of in the Bible are some of your ancestors in the Old Testament, and it's also some of theirs. Okay, so we see George Washington, what came after, and a lot of us don't even pay attention to that, but what was even before? Who were his forefathers, and when did they come here? Okay, because they were there, but they didn't reign yet. So again, it's the same thing like what we're talking about in Genesis. Now, this I think may represent that person that is on the chest or the bosom, okay, of the eagle in that red thing, in the crest, okay. The man on the horse, he has a blue cape, but this guy has the blue jacket. Again, he has hair like wool. It's said that he wore some brass shoes. They have them in the collection in the museum now. That may have been even his wife's shoes, which you could think that that was a woman if you want to. See, because I'm going to speak to you how I don't have nothing against these people. I'm not saying that they all evil. I'm not saying that they chose to be what they are and who they are. I'm pointing out the fact that you need to know. You can take it if you want. You can take it how you want to take it. Leave it alone if you don't. So I'm just speaking. This is what I've been shown, and I'm not going to be afraid to step over that boundary and point it out. I'm not going to spend all day. There's many people that do that, and they have their opinion of these people. I don't have an opinion. I'm not saying what they are, whatever. What I'm saying is it's not what you think it is. Okay. So again, he's on this white horse. He has white hair like wool. Okay, and this reminds me again of that image of that person on the horse that we saw. And then here, I was going to show you guys, I think earlier, how he has his fringes. So these Israelites are walking around. I just want to show you that this book is all around the way and all around the corner, not talking about us in that sense of lifting up. Whoever they're talking about in that sense is, I feel, every time these people, it may be some melanated people, but again, they're foreign entities. They're not the originals of this land. And this is just my eyes. Let's see. I printed out something about the. I need to take my butt to bed. I'm lagging, but I wanted to get this done. Oh my goodness. About the Moors. On. Dang it. Because I should have ran across it already. What it meant. When you see something, it says the Moors, or those who helped during not colonization, but the Crusades. Okay. Okay. Blackamoor. The symbol. These are just. I printed out the glossary in the. It says heraldic symbols and their meanings glossary or whatever. Colors, furs, lines, ordinaries, and whatever else for family names and so on and so forth. And for Blackamoor, if you see one of those in the middle, it says the symbol of one who fought in the Crusades, also termed a Moor. So whose side they were on, I don't know, but again, I wanted to get back to these fringes. So a lot of things I'm just dropping things that we should probably consider or think about. Okay, because I know we always want something to be good or be a part of the good things, but the good thing would be for you to understand that you are the heathen. You are they're not talking about you in any sense, like we read about the wheat and the tare. And when we found out for the etymology and the, I think even in the concordance, that the wheat literally means white, and the tare, that was going to be ripped out, okay, after the wheat had gotten to a certain point, okay, or like it says in Genesis, when the seed, when they carry the seed therein and can bring forth the fruit, okay, so that these seeds will produce the kinds of plants again, a plant, when you plant something, whether it's a microphone on somebody to record them, plant some seeds, plant someone there in order to trick or whatever. Um, I don't think blackface really started with on the stage. I think that it started when they were coming into certain areas with stuff on their face, is my opinion. Uh, let's see. Produce the kinds of plants and fruit they came from. Again, we nowhere in here does it say an apple. The fruit that we're talking about that they took from is a different type of fruit. Okay. So again, the gold fringes, same fringes are on your flag. If you notice, Donald Trump has changed his podium. We're going to get into the podiums later on, but these are just a couple things I want to show you. Oh, and like this here, okay? Okay. Um, they were calling Trump out because he had put this fake thing up or whatever. And if you notice, this was a couple months back. Um, right here, it's already talking about the Russian thing, but if you notice, when he's speaking, a lot of these press conferences that he's doing, there's no emblem there anymore. There's no seal. The Great Seal is not there. Now, I don't know if it's protocol to have it there or not. I would think it would be, okay? Because I saw other presidents with that same setting that had it there in the past. But again, who knows? But yeah, even this has changed. If they're saying that this is the real one, even this has changed. It's not. I don't think it used to be light blue. Okay. So anyhow, we're gonna go more into all of these things. Uh, but here, see, and this is how I'm searching for this stuff. I remembered about the thing. I brought it up, and then here you go. I already was on to Russia with this whole thing, leaning towards different places, and this is how I'm saying you get guidance. I don't know how to even explain it, and this is just was a some form of a witness for me. Okay, because you have to have some kind of information to be any kind of witness for me. This is what I'm saying. And let no man deceive you. So tomorrow we're going to go ahead and get into this one here, because this is why I thought it was something else, but I went ahead and stayed with Russia because we're going to read about these right here in ESDRAS. So you can go ahead of me and add to what I'm going to say to you guys tomorrow, or whatnot. But again, I want to thank you guys for coming. Oh, look at me. It's 3:05. Let me get up off of here. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Go ahead and please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up every time you come through just to support the channel. This is how we get the channel to grow. And, comment, whatever. Yeah. So thanks for watching and take care.